Here we are on page 2, the solutions of absolute value equations. We'll start with number 34. Split this up into two equations. We have x equals a negative 7 and x equals 7. There are our solutions. Number 35. We're going to split this up into x minus 7 equals 13 and x minus 7 equals a negative 13. Add 7 over here and we get x equals 20. Add 7 over there and we get x equals a negative 6. One interesting thing about this problem, even though that was a negative 7 right there, it does not come out as a plus 7 down here. You'll notice we didn't know what x was at the time. Here, x was 20. 20 minus 7 is a positive 13. We can't change that sign until we know that the whole number is either positive or negative. So we allowed for it to be a positive 13 or a negative 13 as it stood. So bring them out exactly as they are. Number 36. 5x plus 3 equals 1. 5x plus 3 equals a negative 1. Subtract 3, get 5x equals a negative 2. X equals negative 2 fifths. Subtract 3 over here and we get 5x equals a negative 4. X equals a negative 4 fifths. Notice from this problem, kind of an interesting thing going on, is that the answers aren't always one positive and one negative. They could both be negative, they could both be positive, as long as when you stick them back in, one gives you a negative 1, one gives you a positive 1, so it comes out correctly. Number 37. I'm not even going to write this problem down because here we have a positive, an absolute value, and here we have a negative. That will never happen. There is no solution. You can't make an absolute value come out to equal a negative number. 38. Negative 2x plus 4 equals a negative 18. Negative 2x plus 4 equals a positive 18. Solve them individually. Subtract 4 and we get negative 2x equals a negative 22. X equals 11. Over here we get negative 2x. When we subtract 4 we get 14. Divide by a negative 2 and we get x equals a negative 7. And number 39. 3x minus 5 equals negative 14. And 3x minus 5 equals a positive 14. Add 5 and we get 3x equals a negative 9. And divide by 3. X equals a negative 3. Add 5 over here and we get 3x equals 19. Divide by 3 and we get x equals 19 over 3. Number 40. 6y minus 1 equals a negative 7. 6y minus 1 equals a positive 7. So we're going to split that into its two equations. And we get 6y equals negative 6. That means y equals a negative 1. If we add 1 over here, we get 6y equals 8. Y then equals 8 sixths, or 4 thirds. Number 41. Here's one where we have an absolute value equaling a negative. Can't happen. No solution. And number 42. 6m minus 5 could be a negative 3, or 6m minus 5 could be a 3. To get us a solution, add 5 over there, we get 6m equals 2. Divide by 6, we get 2 over 6 equals 1/3. Add 5 over there and we get 6m equals 8. Divide by 6, and we get simplified down to 4/3. Number 43. Here we have an absolute value equation where an absolute value is on either side. We still split it up very similar. If we can make this guy equal to that guy, then their absolute values will obviously be the same. And if this guy could equal the opposite, then it will work as well. So we have two equations, 12p plus 17 equals 2p minus 1. That will give us one solution. And the other one will be 12p plus 17 equals negative 2p plus 1. So the opposite of this guy on the other one. It's negative. So subtract 2p, we get 10p over here, equals, subtract 17, you get negative 18 over there, so p equals negative 18 over 10, which is negative 9 over 5. And this one, we could add the 2p over here, we get 14p, subtract 17 over there, and we get negative 16. So p could equal negative 16 over 14 is negative 8 over 7. Number 44. We'll break it up into 3x plus 5 equals 2x minus 1. And 3x plus 5 equals a negative 2x plus 1. Again, taking one of them and turning them opposite for the second equation. If we subtract 2x over here, we get x. Subtract 5 over there, we get negative 6. Over here, we can add 2x and subtract 5, divide by 5, and we get negative 4/5. And number 45. 7x equals 4x minus 2 will give us one equation. And 7x equaling the opposite of that, negative 4x plus 2. Make sure you get the negative everywhere. Subtract 4x and we get 3x equals a negative 2. Divide by 3 and we get x equals negative 2/3. Here if we add 4x over, we get 11x equals 2, and then divide by 11. X equals 2/11. And there you have them.